special thanks to three special people in my life, my sister and my best pals, Ollie, also known as Mr. TARDIS 11, and Stephen, also known as iQuadrD5, for going to see this movie with me on Friday and Saturday.
Hello everyone, it's me, Mr. TARDIS 11, and me, Thomas, and we're back for our second meet-up. I think, last time we met was 6 months ago, wasn't it? Yeah, in person. Today we're here to see Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. So, we're about to go in. We're just outside the Odeon. Behind us are the posters for Doctor Strange and other things. So, we shall let you know our brief reaction when we have exited the cinema. Do you want to say anything before we go in?
This should be well worth the 4-year wait.
Yes, and shout out to the guy behind the camera who I've just met today. Thank you.
Hello.
Thanks so much, buddy. Yeah, thanks.
Cheers.
Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. I mean, I'm reviewing this movie. It's a miracle. Directed once again by my all-time favourite Wizarding World director David Yates, and is the third and middle instalment in the 5-part Fantastic Beasts franchise, as well as the 11th instalment in the Wizarding World franchise overall. So The Secrets of Dumbledore tells the story taking place in 1932, exactly 5 years after the events of the Crimes of Grindelwald, where Grindelwald is declared a free man by Volgel, the current supreme mugwump, and Grindelwald's even one of the candidates for the election for the new supreme mugwump against Vicentia Santos and Lee Tao. Dumbledore has still been unable to destroy the Blood Pact, so he makes Newt the head of his first army, which consists of Ilali Hinks, Bunty, Yusuf Karma, and Theseus. Tina sadly not being available as she's been made a head of Maku's Aura office, and they work together to not only expose Grindelwald to the Wizarding World that he is a liar, but with the help of a beautiful magical beast known as the Chilean, and they also attempt to get Queenie back, as well as finding out Credence's true identity, as well as delving deeper into Dumbledore's past. And I couldn't be more thankful for my lovely sister and two friends for making the 2 fantastic days that I had watching this masterpiece possible, and doing the collab with Ollie again, since the Encanto review was wonderful, and as for The Secrets of Dumbledore, I cannot think of any movie that has had the universe more against it, and this is probably the most cursed movie of all time. But the J.K. Rowling and Johnny Depp controversy and did not lessen my hype for this epic one snitch, and the haters have consistently failed to change my mind about Fantastic Beasts these past 4 years, and I cannot believe people are still hating on this movie even after J.K. Rowling and Steve Kloves rewrote the script and made an extra effort to make sure this one, pleases the fans this time more than the Crimes of Grindelwald did, even though I personally loved Crimes of Grindelwald. I know I'm the only one that's going to say that on YouTube, but I don't care, and I think the haters just wrote a negative review for this movie even before it was released. I've accepted now they're never going to change, but and they can hate and boycott this movie all they want, but they're not going to stop us fans from loving this movie. And as for Secrets of Dumbledore, it's absolutely freaking fantastic and one of the literal best movies I've ever seen. This has now dethroned Crimes of Grindelwald as my favourite of the 11 Wizarding World movies, and it is easily the best movie of 2022. And I loved it so much. I just had to see it again the next day. I mean, and extremely rarely does a movie leave that kind of impact on me. I mean, and the fact that they successfully filmed and made this movie during the worst of the pandemic, even pre-vaccines, is just astonishing. I mean, when Dan Fogler says in an interview about the third movie, he said it would be gigantic, bigger than the first two combined, and he was not wrong. It makes Deathly Hallows Part 2 look tiny in comparison. I mean, the first two Fantastic Beasts took place in just one or two countries. This movie takes place in like 5 countries. We see not only, the United Kingdom and New York again, but we also go to China, Germany, and Bhutan, and the visuals and the sets are the most extravagant and largest that they have ever been in this series. I mean, this is the most gorgeous technical marvel I have seen all year, and this is also the most emotional Fantastic Beasts movie. I mean, I found myself both smiling and crying at least several times throughout, and this is easily the fastest paced Wizarding World movie. It's the longest Fantastic Beasts movie in 2 hours 20 minutes. To me and my sister, this movie completely zoomed by. It's felt literally like it was only an hour long because it was that action packed and with a consistent momentum to it. And this is the Fantastic Beasts film that best balances the Newt with the Beast stuff and the Gellert Grindelwald stuff. And speaking of which, Mads Mikkelsen as Gellert Grindelwald, the performance I was most looking forward to seeing, does not disappoint, folks. I mean, Mads Mikkelsen should have been Grindelwald from the beginning. He is Grindelwald. I mean, and I don't mind the change of design. I'm glad they just kept, simple Mads Mikkelsen. It looks way more menacing. And the remainder of this review will be spoilers, guys. So just to let you know, if you are watching from the US, I know it won't come out in the US until April 15th, but if you have not seen the movie yet, then watch at your own risk. Mads Mikkelsen's Grindelwald gets to show Grindelwald's true colours, unlike Johnny Depp's, who was more of a manipulator, hiding his dark nature. But Mads' Grindelwald had, moments where I was going, holy fuck is this guy pure evil, when Credence and his followers bring him a baby Chilean to a Newman guard, and he slits the Chilean's throat after it doesn't bow to him. And then he uses necromancy in his pool to make a fake one, just so that fake one will bow to him automatically. And when Credence fails him throughout this movie, he pins Credence against the wall. And wow, Mads is performance is so raw. It really deserves an Academy Award. I know it looks like he's going to be snubbed, but you can see why he was David Yates' first choice for Grindelwald. Probably his most brutal moment is when he uses the Cruciatus curse on Jacob, and you're actually worried that Jacob's going to die in that scene. Thankfully, he doesn't. In fact, barely anybody dies in this movie. I mean, well, except for Credence, as it does look like Credence dies at the end after his obscurial powers poison him, and obscurials don't live that long. This has less death scenes than other Wizarding World movies, and yet it manages to be the darkest and keep the stakes the highest throughout. And Jude Law cements himself as the greatest Dumbledore in this movie. I mean, you will all be happy to know he gets 10 times as much screen time and narrative involvement this time. And Dumbledore's not just sending Newt on missions this time. He gets to legit kick some ass in this movie, especially in his breathtaking battle with Credence in the streets of Berlin. That is one of the greatest Wizarding World fight scenes, period. And you see Dumbledore is still struggling to let go of his love for Grindelwald, and I love how Dumbledore and Grindelwald weren't afraid to openly talk about their gay relationship that they had. This is the most honest depiction of a gay romance I have ever seen in a mainstream blockbuster, and I didn't expect the restaurant scene where Dumbledore and Grindelwald meet in the Muggle restaurant to be the opening of the movie, but it was the right way to open it. Richard Coyle is pretty amazing as Aberforth, and even Aberforth gets a piece of the action in the final battle, and he's irrelevant to the narrative more than just being there for fan service, because turns out Credence is his son. What Grindelwald told Credence in the cliffhanger of the previous movie wasn't entirely true. Credence is a Dumbledore, but not Dumbledore's brother, his nephew, which works better. And this is Eddie Redmayne's #1 performance as Newt in the first 3 movies. I mean, all the shyness Newt displayed in the first 2 is gone now, and Newt is fully confident to lead Dumbledore's first army, to save both the Wizarding and Muggle worlds, and to protect any beasts from a Grindelwald's harm. And any scenes between Newt and the beasts in this movie were the most enduring that they've ever been. And when Newt is protecting the baby Chilean and the mother from Grindelwald's acolytes in China, and when the Wyvern, the duck dragon beast, totally took my breath away, and then the titles for the movie come up, and you hear the Fantastic Beasts theme again, and just seeing the Warner Brothers and Wizarding World logos come up, I was like, it's good to be back. And the Manticore cave scene when Newt rescues Theseus from the German prison, which is guarded by Manticore. I mean, that scene was not only comedic genius, but teaching Theseus how to mimic the Manticore's movements by shriveling. I mean, that was quality Scamander brother bonding time, and even Teddy and Pickett get their moments to shine. When you think Teddy's gonna grab Pickett, but he grabs the gold instead, and the baby Nifflers that Bunty was looking after in the second movie have really become teenagers now. And speaking of Bunty, she will really grow on you after this movie, as she's in it so much more, and she has more narrative involvement than you would think, as she helps replicate Newt's case for the climax to confuse Grindelwald, which one of Newt's cases has the twin Chilean. And speaking of the Chilean may now have topped the Niffler as my favourite beast in this series. It's just beautiful, and the heart of the movie. It can really sense who is trustworthy and who isn't. And seeing them harmed is not easy to watch. I mean, animal cruelty is particularly tough for me to see. But Lally Hinks, played wonderfully by Jessica Williams, as she totally steals the show and is the scene stealer of the new characters. She's the one that convinces Jacob to come on the mission, and she consistently keeps him safe, and she gets the most actiony moments of the female characters. If you went toe to toe with her in a duel, you would be disarmed in literally the first second. And Yusuf I liked a lot more in this movie than I did in The Crimes of Grindelwald. When he's one of Dumbledore's first army sent as a spy, when Grindelwald erases his memory of Lisa. I mean, fuck you, Grindelwald. That's the most despicable thing you can do to anybody. And I mean, Yusuf was willing to let that happen to him so that he could, be a spy for Dumbledore to help our heroes win the day. I mean, coming to the Goldstein sisters, Queenie is, well, the one I can talk about most of all because she's in it so much more. I mean, you see hints that Queenie has constantly regretted her decision to go with Grindelwald at the end of the second film, as she sees Grindelwald's true brutality while in Numengard. She feels like a total prisoner there, and and when she and Jacob reunite in Boothang, and he's like, Dumbledore told me I have a full heart, but that's not true. There's still room in there for you. Oh, that was the most wholesome thing I've ever heard Jacob say, and this was also Dan Fogler's best performance as Jacob. Even though he is given a wand, it's it's just a wand to trick everybody into thinking he's a wizard so that he blends in. I'm glad they didn't make him a wizard in the end, because Jacob is just incredibly charming as a muggle, that so we wouldn't change him for the world. And the ending where Queenie and Jacob literally tie the knot and finally marry was the most beautiful ending I've ever seen to any Wizarding World movie, and it's warmed every single inch of my soul. And Tina even attended the wedding, so Tina is in this movie. You just got to see the movie to see her. At least they don't entirely forget about Tina. They do give an explanation why she isn't available to be a part of Dumbledore's first army this time, as she has to commit to her job. James Newton Howard's score is the most freaking phenomenal score that he has ever composed. The opening score with the da 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 is just mesmerizing, and it's wonderful to hear the themes from the Crimes of Grindelwald soundtrack again. The climactic final Battleander election in Boothang is the single biggest spectacle that I have seen in the franchise, and there are moments in there that you will just fangasm out, particularly when Grindelwald's followers open Ilalli's case, and and a bludger comes out, as well as the monster books from the Prisoner of Azkaban fight back. When Dumbledore and Grindelwald have their mini showdown and they touch one another's hearts, I mean, that was the perfect moment to show that they will always love each other. And this is a real shocker. The Blood Pact is actually destroyed at the end of this movie, so now Dumbledore is able to face Grindelwald again. When Grindelwald attempts to kill Credence, but Aberforth and Albus save him just in time. And amazingly, Theseus didn't die at the end. I was sure he was going to, but I mean, I guess they just wanted a more uplifting ending after the grim cliffhanger of the second film, but I still don't think Theseus is entirely out of the woods yet. There's not as much Hogwarts in this movie as you predict. It's literally only in the movie for 5 minutes, if that's all you get is the Great Hall scene and the Room of Requirement scene. In fact, we get considerably more Hogsmeade and Hog's Head scenes than Hogwarts scenes, which satisfied me actually, as one remembers it's a Fantastic Beasts movie, not a Harry Potter movie, and remembers that Hogwarts should be there for narrative reasons. Despite our heroes having a sort of victory at the end of this one, it's still very much open-ended and leaves you wanting the fourth and fifth movies right away. So hopefully me and my family and friends seeing this movie more than once will help its box office be strong, and will convince Warner Brothers to go ahead with the fourth and fifth movies as planned. And now I predict that now that Santos is the Supreme Mugwump, she will lead the Wizarding World, and he will lead the Wizarding World into battle against Grindelwald. And I can't wait to see where Grindelwald apparated to after he lost the election. Boy, is he gonna want revenge for. And Maybe he will attack Ilvermorny in the 4th film to get revenge on Queenie for leaving him. Maybe Jacob and Queenie will have kids, and Tina will be back to being a full-time member of Dumbledore's army, and maybe Credence will be dead by the 4th movie, as Ezra Miller has now been arrested, so he doesn't look like he will be back in the series. But please give us more Mads Mikkelsen as Grindelwald from here on. It's fantastic that he's not a Johnny Depp clone and made the role his own. So overall, Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore is the Wizarding World's finest hour, and Warner Brothers' greatest achievement, as well as J.K. Rowling and Steve Kloves' labour of love. I give The Secrets of Dumbledore 5 well-deserved stars out of 5. Best movie ever. Great job, J.K. Rowling, Steve Kloves and David Yates. May I present me, Ollie and Stephen's reaction to the movie.
Hello guys, so we've just come out of watching Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. I'm here with Harry, as I was earlier, and the guy behind the camera, Stephen. Hi. So, Harry, what did you think of the movie?
It was absolutely fantastic.
Pun intended.
Best Wizarding World movie of the 11, and easily the best movie of 2022. I mean, wow. It's certainly the most emotional and biggest of the Wizarding World films. I mean, Mads Mikkelsen is the true Grindelwald. Sorry, Johnny Depp. Lally Hill stole the show, and the ending was just heartwarming. I mean, bring on Fantastic Beasts 4 and 5. Please don't make us wait too long for that.
Yeah, I think considering they had a lot of issues with the pandemic and the script rewrites, and obviously Catherine Waterston's role being reduced, I think they did quite a good job. I didn't love it as much as you, but I did like it, and I thought it was a major improvement over the last one, Crimes of Grindelwald, which I thought was just mediocre. But yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about it some more, and if you haven't seen it yet, do go and catch it. It has just been released, and hopefully we will collab again at some point in the summer.
Yeah, let's do it. I can't wait. And yes, stay tuned for our reviews very soon.
Thank you.
Sonic 2 has some serious competition.
Yeah.
Forget Sonic 2.
Oh, yeah.
Go see Secrets of Dumbledore.
Yeah, Sonic 2 is
instead,
rubbish.
You heard it here first, folks.
Take care.
Take care.
Post thoughts coming soon.
Mischief managed.
And again, I wanted to give the biggest thank you in the universe to my sister and my friends, because without them, the 2 awesome days would not have been possible. And I wanted to thank each and every one of you for watching my review today. And if you see The Secrets of Dumbledore, I hope you enjoy it. I am beyond hopeful for the Fantastic Beasts series after this movie, and the 4th and 5th movie will happen. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. What are your thoughts on The Secrets of Dumbledore, and where does it rank in your Wizarding World ranking? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time when I rank the 11 Wizarding World movies, as well as share my top 5 Fantastic Beasts moments. Those will be the last 2 videos of Fantastic Beasts month. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.